Guys, I know we have been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this for quite a long time. And we got it. We have it. If you haven't seen it, just go and watch it on Mazumaru's channel. You will love every single minute of it, every second, every single frame. I think we all had our thoughts on how this one would go, but we did not know to what extent it would end. But here's the confirmation. No muss, no fuss, just bad end. I also like that we are immediately given a clue on what happened, or what Watson did. In most literatures, time is represented as a film. To borrow from my favorite time-traveling madman.
They're just pictures, lots and lots of pictures. All of them still, none of them moving, just frozen moments. But if you experience those pictures one after the other, then everything comes alive. Time is the space made by our lives, where we stand together forever.
Well, he does make it so that it pertains to the TARDIS, but you get the point. But as some of the best stories are tend to be told, it just gives us ample information to make our brains wonder, why? Now we are treated to a familiar scene, and then another evidence that we are in for a completely recontextualized fight. For those who have seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, a movie which I highly recommend on watching, you would immediately recognize what she is trying to do. We don't know what for, but we can almost feel how much of a Hail Mary this will be. Seeing the Rapper Reaper and the Fiery Chicken duke it out with Ina, where Ina is absolutely holding her own, even besting them in terms of power, is quite the sight. I don't know if Mazumaru lowballed Callie and Kiara's power levels due to the fact that they want to save Ina, but they are absolutely getting destroyed by her. And then we see Watson making another connection. Now, if you have not seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, the amount of computing power used in order to calculate the route on which one would take when they verse jump, which is the universe jumping that happens in Everything Everywhere All at Once, is handled by a computer which still deals with a lot of RNG. Also, rather than a route, a person that verse jumps slingshots their consciousness into another one of the same person. But this one, as we would find out, acts like a transport, like a TARDIS, that is handheld. And we all know that the stopwatch that Watson is using is from the timekeeper herself.
Do you have a question for me before I go?
So that watch you have,
Oh yeah.
where'd you get it from?
I gotta go.
So we can just say that Watson is making a route. I don't know if it's automatic or not, but if she is sifting through an infinite number of parallel universes / timeline all by herself is what makes this a Hail Mary. But also, we all know that if Watson wants to do something, she would find a way to do it. After Ina shoving off Callie and Kiara in what seems to be a pocket dimension, which can only be the reason why they could not just go and get back to where they were, we now see Gura, standing alone in front of what she still calls a friend. And then this scene, oh this wonderful scene. Just like a certain devil hunter that would stand where others would rest, a lone protector not only for Watson but for her friend, not letting her kill another one of her precious friends. I mean, think about it. With a world like this, how many do you think? Or rather, how long did it take? Gura might be small fighting an opponent that is worlds bigger than her, but there she is, carrying the weight of the desperate pleas of all the people that Ina erased. And that is what I think this is, a silent and desperate plea. We have seen this maybe 100 times already, but man, Mazumaru did not pull any punches. The inserts of the memories of Gura and Ina playing and smiling together, Maybe a memory to remind Gura that even though she is fighting a monster, there might be a little chance, a tiny glimmer of hope that Ina might hear her, that she would go easy on her. But as her frivolous dreams came to an end, reality came in rushing towards her. And if she want to actually survive this, a blood price should be paid. And boy, that just made it better. I won't bore you with any of the details because this is just pure Sakuga. So here are the important bits. Gura becomes Gar, Ina got head smacked. Let's not forget about the brutal shark bite, the hand. Animation that is on par with how Ufotable handled 2D animation within 3D space, which dare I say makes legitimate big budget animation studios feel like cheap knockoffs. And then, this plant. Once again, with Mazumaro's masterful direction of the scene, camera lens focusing in and out as if it's trying to help Gura to catch her breath, showing how Garg drains her of all her energy. Down-focused subtitles with Ami shouting but fell into the deafening sound of Gura's adrenaline-filled body. And then we are showed a horrifying scene. Ina, who although made a massive damage to Kali earlier, did not seem to be able to kill Kali, has Gura by the throat. This is when it dawns on us. Gura is long-lived, but she is still mortal. And when all hope was lost, Ina came to the rescue. Honestly, this is where I started to cry. Gura's plea was heard. Ina came to stop it. The priestess will make it stop. But then... confused as we were, we immediately noticed Ina's hair. Her squishy. Not there anymore. The entity that she was sheltering, it's free. We don't know if it would have been able to get out of her. Maybe the entity just liked to torment everyone with Ina's guise. But with Ina getting enough energy to hurt the entity, it purged itself from her. And well, without even letting Ina say her final words, the entity snuffed her and Gura out of existence. But Watson did it. She does not have any time to mope. She has a job to do. And even with the cost this high, this Hail Mary of a plan, she thinks it is still worth it. And with all the downer that we had just experienced, I think Mazumaru gave the sequence as a leeway to us, to alleviate even just a little bit of the sadness that we are experiencing. Well, it worked. Treating us with this space odyssey-like imagery, multiverse of madness-like sequence. We see Chicxulub, commonly known as the dinosaur-killing big small Ame ground pounding towards the earth. Skeleton Ame saying hi to Ame in the skeleton world. Watoto Ame giving shrooms. Amelia Bison just vibing in the forest. A world that is divided by manga or comic panels. Then a completely colored world which is absolutely gorgeous. Then we see a city skyline and then Ame in Earth's orbit with the moon in quick succession. I feel like this image here invokes that psychedelic trip in Doctor Strange, which is a nice touch.
Speedy thing goes in, speedy thing comes out.
Now we're back to where it all started. Also the tenacity of Watson being able to handle space travel with nothing but her sheer will. Barfing would be least of my worries. Also the detail of the number on that projected video, 120,774,120,000,014, converted into years is more or less 13,787,000,000, which is close to the estimated age of our universe since the Big Bang, which is 13.7 billion, give or take, which is a nice touch. I cannot say for certain, but if I see multiple me lying on the floor lifeless, I would be terrified. But Watson still continues. Also, let us not forget about Mazumaru's reference to Hollow Council, the tribute to Sana with her glitching symbol, the theater, probably a place where the council reside, a place where they convene, or just a place manifested because our human minds would not be able to comprehend otherwise. Of course, the phone. The last recording of which I can only presume as the first Watson that came through this place, the recording that should have been words of encouragement, were words of defeat and loss. Even though it sounds like a broken record, the composition in which shows Watson isolated, alone, the slump of Watson's shoulders, her "what do I do?" As the great detective that she is, although not a foolproof plan, it was a plan nonetheless, a leap of faith for her, to her friends. This Watson who made the first message, the Watson that's supposed to have given up, well, she did not. In fact, none of the Watsons did. If I have to spell it out, if even one of the Watsons that came before her gave up, the Watson that we are watching right now would never have existed at all. She knew that the recording was just spouting crap, a liar that is herself. She's the human that made it this far after all. She knew what had to be done. She knew what she would become. A cog in a possibly eternal machine. And boy, when I also realized that, I cried even more. It was her time, or rather, she did not have any. Her body in that room is a paradox. She did not have time because she did not even exist at all. Time is the space made by our lives where we stand together forever. Without it, everything is just nothing. I do not think that this is pertaining to the entity, but it pertains to Watson, literally breaking, ripping the personification of their universe, the human that sacrificed an entire universe to save her friends. And even though with a heavy heart we breathe a sigh of relief, that Watson will have another chance, a chance to make things right. Our timeline. I mean, the people are already asking for a good end version. Like, bruh, to quote Mazumaru, the good ending is happening right now, what are y'all talking about? Okay, since this is the end of the video, here are some things that I wanted to point out, but did not have any good segue to do so, so here we are. You can hear rearranged versions of Kali's "Excuse my rudeness, but could you please rip?" Hinotori by Kiara. Gura's Reflect. Ina's Violet. And Ame's piano BGM. All arranged in a way that perfectly made the scene. Big praises to Daryl Barnes. The sound effects that made this world alive. From the rubbles rolling to the biggest explosions, Daft Dave just completed this world. Also, the thing that I said about the theater being a place manifested because our human minds would not be able to comprehend otherwise, if this was true, Ame indirectly created the personification of the Hollow Council. And also, as she is someone who did not lose hope in situations that dire, she might have been also the reason why Iris is the way that she is. Born from a human's wish, the personification of all that is constant, Time, space, nature, civilization, chaos, hope. These are all theories anyway, but it's a nice thought nonetheless. I don't know if I skipped some key scenes or was not able to get some references, so if you noticed some, kindly put it in the comments. And if you have kept up with me this far, thank you. Sleep well, do well, be well. Sorry ja. Bye bye.